What's going on, guys? It's Perna here, and in today's video I'm going to give you a diet that is guaranteed to burn body fat and leave you feeling great. Okay, so very bold intro, kind of clickbait, kind of true. Thing is, before we go into this at all, every diet for an individual has to be customized to their needs. So you obviously have to take into account your own activity, personal preferences, schedule, genetics, everything has to be taken into account. But pretty much, this is a great baseline, I think, to use, and also just to give you something to think about as well when you're coming up with your own diet, if you want to try something else. So just I think a lot of people neglect the things that we're going to talk about today. So we will get into it very soon. I'm going to go over pretty much the fat loss routine, but overall, like, to get you guys feeling good, not just like burning fat, because I can tell you, just eat 200 grams of lettuce a day and you'll burn fat, and you actually will. It's not that I recommend it, not that it's great, but you'll get shredded, shredded like lettuce, but that's not what you want, because we obviously want you guys feeling good at the same time, and that's why it gets a little bit tricky to create a diet that lets you feel good and also achieve your results. So we'll get into it today, but before we begin, I just want to give a quick shout out to Cuts, the sponsor of today's video. Cuts make pretty much the best minimalist tees, your wardrobe essentials pretty much. So let's have a quick look. They are just really well made, and it is amazing quality stuff, but also just looks super clean. So whether it's for a date night or just everyday essentials, I like these because you can wear them as like classy tops, but also just casual. So for example, if you wanted a classy top, we've also got a polo. I don't wear these too much just because I don't really get the chance to. I wish I could wear them to work. I mean, I could. I'd just be sitting down at my desk wearing them, but they're just classy, hugs the arms terrifically. I wear a medium in all these as well, guys. And if you want something a little bit brighter, we've got this nice blue here, which is turning out to be one of the favorites. So that is it. If you guys want a 15% off discount, you can hit the link in the description. It's an automatic discount, or use the code PERNA at cuts.com. So definitely check it out, guys. An absolute essential. And otherwise, let's get into the video with the first thing that we'll be doing in the morning: cardio. Now, after we've had the appropriate caffeine, then we're doing cardio. So you're gonna need one pair of dad shoes. These are my walking shoes. They're actually Asics Kayanos, if anybody wanted to know. The best walking shoes ever. But I start my day like this every single day. Pretty much, bang, treading in the back. Now, you guys probably don't have a treadmill in your house. It's perfectly fine. I don't know why you would. So just go for a walk outside. Now, depending like on where you live, obviously, if you live in the Arctic, it's just gonna be -40. I don't expect to get your jacket on and go outside for just a stroll. But anywhere else, I think you'll feel great if you do it. Now, why I recommend this? Because I think a lot of people don't actually move enough. Now, obviously you don't need cardio to lose body fat. You can just do it through diet alone. But if in a perfect world, everybody was so active and moved around, had physical jobs and did all this, you wouldn't need it at all. But the fact of the matter is that we just really don't live like that, and most people are quite lazy and more sedentary than they think. So I just think it can't hurt. Get your shoes on, get some dad shoes, go for a walk. Just increase the step count, increase the amount you're moving, and just try to be conscious of that every day. So just because you do a bit of cardio doesn't mean you can just do nothing for the rest of the day. Try to be a bit conscious about actually how much you're moving in general. So for me, in my body and how it works with my routine, I do around 30 to 40 minutes of walking. If I'm on a treadmill and the incline's a little bit higher, 30 is plenty. If it's outside, I might do 40 to an hour, but you just can't lose. I don't see the argument against cardio. If you have the time and the weather permits it, do it every single day. Trust me, do it every single day. You just don't do it right before a training session. It'll probably impact the workout. But I'm gonna do my cardio now, and then we're gonna chat about another thing I do every day: fasting. Okay, so the first thing I do in the morning is I fast, and I generally recommend that everybody does this, hence the soda water. So it's a bit of a fasting hack, I reckon, having a bit of soda water, especially with a bit of caffeine. So in the mornings, mid-morning, I like to have this with some caffeine. So usually that's the go-to, OxyShred or Pride by HP Labs, but I don't always mix it with the soda. I'm just feeling adventurous. So this is like a mid-morning kind of snack, if you will. So if you want to suppress your appetite a little bit more and get that caffeine hit for the alertness, fasting and that combination of caffeine is actually, it's perfect, because when you're in a fasted state, you're already very primed to be super focused and just like vigilant and alert without feeling tired. So that's great. I double that up with a bit of caffeine and then I feel amazing. So pretty much this would be like my 10 a.m. type thing, just to get another pick me up and suppress the appetite. I've had enough caffeine today though, so we won't be doing OxyShred. We'll just be doing the aminos because they taste so good, the BCAAs. Problem is, every time you add powder to soda water, it takes you back to in like kindergarten when you're making those volcanoes, and it's the best shit ever. It's a bit of an art to getting around this. But I literally every day I take either Oxy or something like that. back to my desk with soda, wait for this to calm down, and then it keeps me going for ages. I'm not even hungry. So you're probably thinking, hang on, why fasting? So many reasons, honestly, so many reasons. It is just better on pretty much every level. It's better for your physiology, your health. It is better for fat loss, directly and indirectly. Fuck off, fly. The obvious one is that you're condensing your meals into a small eating window, but I personally love it just for how I feel as well. And I feel if you're trying to go through a diet, it's much easier to just do it when you're fasting, and you'll get used to it. So if you're the type of person that thinks, I can't fast, I get so hungry, honestly, you just need about a week or two. Do this for a week and you will honestly feel the difference. It is crazy. Now, that's not to say that you guys have to fast like, you know, for 18 hours or whatever. You just don't eat for maybe 2 hours after waking up. So let that be your goal. That'll be easy, that'll be fine, and slowly increase it if you want. There's no absolute benefit for going like 20-hour fast or 18-hour fast as opposed to your standard like 16. They pretty much reckon that that's fine. So for me personally, I eat my first meal at around midday to 1. Sometimes it's breakfast foods, other times it's like a full-on meal. So today we're gonna have an actual meal and we're gonna have some salmon. Salmon is rich in omega-3s and is a daily staple. Oven bake this for 11 minutes. We're also going to air fry some pumpkin here because it tastes delicious and it will add some volume to this meal. Air fry the pumpkin, and on the side we're going to have some green beans. Simply just microwave these and season how you like. The protein and the fat content in the salmon paired with the vegetables will make this a high nutrient, high satiety meal, perfect for fat loss. So first meal of the day, we have salmon fillets with pumpkin and some green beans. Now, if you're thinking about fat loss meals, a few things you have to take into consideration. One of them is the meals have to be filling, obviously. So you have to feel actually physically full after eating them. That's why you will go for high volume, low calorie meals, but that's usually a given. The second one is the meals have to be satiating. Now, this is one thing people overlook, is because when they think, okay, low calorie, they just go for maybe just pure salads or maybe just things to just fill you up momentarily. Usually is low fat. Now, that's not very satiating. Foods that are very high in satiety are pretty much like a lot of high protein and a lot of high fat meals, aside from potatoes, which by itself is the most satiating food on the planet. So salmon for me is very satiating, and you're also getting a lot of EPAs and omega-3s. Now, if you don't like fish, I would highly recommend you actually supplement with omega-3s. You want to get around 1 to 2 grams of EPA a day for just general health, brain health, mood, everything. So salmon, this probably has, that's 180 grams of salmon. It probably has close to it, but I also take fish oils anyway. So I always try to get some salmon in, but like I said, if you don't like it, just supplement with it. Pumpkin is a great fat loss hack for me just because it is so high in volume and very low in calories. So if you do the maths on this, the calories are just absolutely nothing. A little bit of carbs in the day, and it just keeps you so full. Again, the vegetables, these are mainly just to keep me full. I mean, I don't really love them, but I just keep me in. But something like this, very easy meal, and this will keep you full for a long time. So next is the pre-workout meal. So pre-workout time. Now, if you're wondering why I only have half a bagel, I was eating it and then I remembered, oh shit, I gotta film this. So pretty much your pre-workout nutrition, ideally you'll have some carbs. Most people tend to respond better on this. Sorry, the glare here is just ridiculous, but I can't be bothered putting the blinds down. So anyway, ignore that. Most people like to have a bit of carbs pre-workout, purely because it's a very easy source of energy. Having it around half an hour to an hour before, if you're having a meal like this before a session, and I know we had salmon already today, but this was just the go-to. I mean, whatever bagel you want, really. I just love them, obviously, as you guys can tell. But you can train with just protein and fats, that's perfectly fine. The advantage of that is that you'll get more focus. So if you train, some people can have carbs and train and they just train amazing, the best pumps, energy's great. Other people, myself included sometimes, but now I'm good. But some people will have carbs and it makes them just tired almost immediately. So they'd be better off having just a protein and fats as a pre-workout. But that's where you guys have to kind of try these things out and see if you respond better to carbs or fats or a bit of both. But usually a pre-workout meal, I'll keep the fats relatively lower. That's why we're using light cream cheese here and just a little bit of salmon, and we're just getting a bit of carbs, and then we're gonna go train. But I'm just gonna smash this one down first. And here we have it, the post-workout meal. So this is one of my favorite meals of all time. If you guys have followed me for a while, you know that I love this ice cream / berry protein. I make this all the time, either a post-workout or I keep this as a secret weapon for before bed. So you can use this pretty much anytime you like, really. It's just a nice, sweet, high protein, low calorie meal, slow calorie. So either post workout, or if you do have a sweet tooth, I tell my clients keep this in before bed. So it's like almost a snack. So if you wanted, you could train, then just eat dinner, and then keep this as like a before bed treat kind of thing. Obviously, if you want to have more or less Rice Bubbles or Rice Krispies, just do whatever you like and add whatever cereal you want. But this is like high in protein, high in carbs, low in fat, low in calories, just a nice sweet snack. So this is a cutting staple. The final meal will be a steak and salad with some more pumpkin. Steak is rich in creatine and other essential nutrients, so I try and have red meat most days. And if you can, go for grass-fed beef. The fat content is higher in other nutrients such as omega-3s and much better for you. So in a nutshell, a bit of an overview, the diet that I recommend you guys is one, bit of fasting. Every day, get some fasting in there. Secondly, keep the fats moderate. I know it's an easy way if you're trying to burn body fat just to drop all fats out of the diet because they are so calorie dense, but if you do that, your brain health is gonna suffer, your mood is gonna suffer, your hormones will potentially suffer, and you'll wonder why you're not feeling full on a diet. So keep the fats moderate to high. Thirdly, just add carbs where you need them. So play around with it. Don't fully deplete because your training sessions will go to shit, but just add them where you need it. Fourthly, obviously control for calories. You can't just eat magic foods and then lose body fat. Depending on your activity level, that's why it's very hard to give generic advice because I don't know how active you are and I don't know the foods that you're eating versus the foods you're not tracking. There's just a lot of variables to it. So you guys need to like take this and then apply it to yourself. And if you do need a hand with that as well, my coaching is in the description too. You will get a personalized meal plan, workout plan, or if you just want the training, I also offer that in a separate app linked below. But going a little off on a sales tangent there, but that's just there if you want it. But pretty much guys, that is the crux of the diet. You want these meals to be satiating as well as enjoyable and filling. And if they're not, your diet is gonna be very difficult. But if they are, it's gonna be sustainable, it's gonna be easy to stick to, and adherence is the most important thing when it comes to a diet. Adherence is key. So the meals that I've given you guys today and the way that we're doing them and eating them, it's pretty much based around that. It's based around the fasting, it's based around high satiety, high volume meals, and nutrient dense meals as well. So that is pretty much it, guys. I hope you took something out of this. Any questions, put them in the comments below, and that is it. And we'll see you in the next video. So you guys definitely know what to do. If you don't, you might be new here, subscribe to the channel. Please hit that little bell icon as well so you get the notifications, and stay massive.